Hello and welcome to Transmission. Tonight I am joined by the lovely Toni. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah. So, look, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? So, you were saying earlier, originally born in sort of the Philippines. So, grew up in the Philippines?
Grew up in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I came to Australia in 2011. And I started fully transitioning in 2012.
Yeah. Okay. And so, did you come to Australia just specifically to transition, or did you just come to Australia as, for fun?
It's basically the Australian dream of every Filipino nurse.
Yeah.
To work in Australia, because at that time, the United States was no longer easy to get into for work.
Yeah.
So the next best thing is Australia at that time. But I never had really the American dream, but I had the Australian dream. So I came to Australia and did my breaching course for nurses, and found a job in Canberra. So basically the story really is coming to Australia is to work and provide for the family I have left in the Philippines.
Yeah. And so when you came to Australia, had you started to transition?
I started taking hormones at 15, so in the Philippines, and but stopped because in the Philippines, you have to buy it. You can't. There's no such a thing as Medicare covering it for you, or that convenience that we have or that we are enjoying here. So yeah, I started taking hormones, but on and off since 15. And when I saw that it's okay to transition in Australia, then I went to a GP and talked about my plans, and yeah, it started from there.
And so how did you find in terms of working sort of as a nurse and transitioning sort of whilst working? How was sort of the response of people that you're working with?
Look, people in Canberra are very supportive of me. My colleagues, they're very supportive. I kind of like conditioned them that this is who I am. I started changing my hair, and then changing the way I dress, put a bit of makeup on, and then when I went for a long annual leave, I came back and I had these twins. So everybody was like, "Oh my God." Like, is this gonna be like all the way now? And everybody everybody was very supportive. Yeah,
that's really good. And I know that you've mentioned that you were involved with the Miss Gay and Miss Transsexual pageant.
Yeah.
How long have you been involved with that?
I won in 2012, February 2012, a runner-up. And after that, because it's a duty to be able to continue the pageant, so we kind of like being the winner supported the pageant. This pageant has been going on for 6 years now. And this pageant is geared towards better understanding and awareness. And the reception of the people it's very good too. So people have been going to the pageant for 6 years now.
And so you won in 2012. So what was sort of involved in the pageant? Like what sort of do you have to do? Is it sort of just sort of dressing up, or
it's basically a competition. At that time, we have to present a talent, which is part of the criteria for judging in order to win. So we had to come out to the stage wearing our swimsuits. We had national costume, or the festival costumes. And a question and answer portion. It's, a beauty pageant. It's a competition, but at the same time, it's a celebration of life. I met a lot of very good friends through this pageant. And this year, next year, which is, of course, 2015, we're planning to pursue the pageant and make it international, invite girls from other countries. Yeah, we're working on that at the moment. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And so you said you had to do a talent. So what was your talent?
I sang Oleta Adams' Get Here. Basically, that's one of the things I do on the side. I perform, I sing with a group called 3TD. I sing with other two transgender girls. And we perform anywhere in Australia. So basically, we do corporate shows. We're working on our next concert, which will be in Canberra on the 6th of September. This year, I started this year when I moved from Canberra to Melbourne. So I live now permanently in Melbourne, and so I, gave my 100% commitment to the group. And you see, we're gonna be performing in Victoria very often.
And what sort of music do you perform?
I grew up listening to Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Dionne Warwick. So I basically like soul music, R&B music.
And do you find in terms of with singing and performing, do you prefer to sort of sing female, sort of the deep, strong female performers' songs?
But I can sing songs that were done by, by the male people or male vocalists. But I use my speaking voice. I sing in this voice. So, I don't know if that answered your question, but
and so you've been doing that. So, and how often, how much sort of your time does that take up, going around performing?
It's very... It takes a lot of work to be able to produce a show. So in 2 months we have one show, or in a month we have one. And the rest of the days in that month will be spent practicing for the show.
And so how many songs would you perform, sort of, and is it sort of dancing, singing, that sort of stuff?
There's about 15 girls and boys in the group, so we distribute the numbers. But me being a singer, I usually would have 4 to 5 numbers, and yes, some of them will be with the other girls, my trio members.
Okay. Cool. Look, I would love to continue to talk to you, but unfortunately we're running out of time. So a big thank you for coming on and sharing a bit of your story. So a big thank you to Toni. You've been watching Transmission.